The art of making idiots look smart. Now The View could ask a mirror who's the
hallway.
Ran down the hallway. The rapture is here. The rapture's here. And then also I learned that cicadas are coming.
Cicada.
Exaggeration, but that was what they thought people wanted. That's what they were reading on it. So
Greg Gutfeld and Melania Trump have launched a full-scale takedown of The View following an outrageous attack by Sunny Hostin that left both media insiders and the public in shock. The talk show, which has built its reputation on fiery debates and controversial opinions, may have finally crossed the line one too many times. What started as a standard discussion about late-night television and Melania Trump's public reappearance quickly turned into a vicious personal attack, one that Greg Gutfeld and Melania were not willing to let slide. Hostin's comments were as ruthless as they were reckless. She mocked Gutfeld's success as a fluke, calling his audience angry undereducated men who just wanted someone to rant with. But it was her attack on Melania Trump that truly set off the firestorm. Hostin labeled the former First Lady a trophy wife with no substance, dismissing her accomplishments and insinuating that she was complicit in propping up a corrupt empire. Her remarks were so scathing that even some of her co-hosts looked visibly uncomfortable. It was a moment that made clear just how deep The View was willing to dig into personal attacks rather than actual debate. But if Hostin thought her comments would go unchallenged, she was sorely mistaken. Greg Gutfeld wasted no time responding.
Hallway. Ran down the hallway. The rapture is here. The rapture's here. And then also I learned that cicadas are coming.
Cicada.
Them are in Mensa, but who's the most densa? Perhaps it's Sunny who mastered
Dedicating an entire monologue on his late-night show to dismantling Hostin's remarks. If being bitter was a sport, Sunny would have more gold medals than Michael Phelps, he quipped, earning roaring laughter from his audience. Gutfeld didn't just call out Hostin's hypocrisy, he turned the spotlight back onto The View itself, pointing out the endless scandals and controversies that had plagued the show for years. However, Gutfeld wasn't just interested in throwing verbal jabs. Behind the scenes, he began assembling a legal team to investigate whether Hostin's comments and The View's editorial practices had crossed into defamation territory. He wasn't alone. Melania Trump, who has largely stayed out of the public eye since leaving the White House, was reportedly furious over the attack on her character. With Donald Trump's encouragement, she joined forces with Gutfeld, leveraging her own legal resources to bring the fight directly to The View's doorstep. The legal action against The View gained even more traction when a flood of past clips surfaced, showing just how drastically the talk show's hosts had changed their tune over the years. One particularly damning video circulated on social media, showing the very same panelists, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Sunny Hostin, once fawning over Donald Trump before he entered politics. The footage featured them warmly embracing him, laughing at his jokes, and even expressing excitement over the possibility of him running for president. The contrast between their past behavior and their current relentless attacks on Trump and his family was striking, making it clear to many that The View had abandoned all pretense of being fair or balanced. As the legal battle heated up, Gutfeld and Melania's combined efforts sent shockwaves through the network. Their legal teams uncovered evidence suggesting that The View had deliberately scripted inflammatory remarks to boost ratings, often targeting specific public figures with undue criticism. The lawsuits were meticulously crafted, ensuring that every step of the legal process played out in the public eye. For The View, the optics were disastrous. What had once been celebrated as a space for diverse women's voices now appeared to be nothing more than a toxic echo chamber dedicated to tearing others down for entertainment. As pressure mounted, sponsors began pulling their advertisements, unwilling to be associated with the growing scandal. Critics of The View, who had long decried the show's blatant partisan bias, pounced on the opportunity to call for its cancellation. Even some of the show's former supporters admitted that it had strayed too far from its original mission. Social media erupted with outrage, with hashtags like #CancelTheView and
dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter. So instead, let's check out this clip from Monday's episode.
Hallway. Ran down the hallway. The rapture is here. The rapture's here. And then also I learned that cicadas are coming.
Cicada.
When the ladies put their science caps on and discuss the solar eclipse.
I know, right? I mean, I have to say.
Justice for Melania trending across multiple platforms. Gutfeld's fans and Trump supporters united in their calls for accountability, demanding that The View face real consequences for its reckless commentary. Behind the scenes, tensions among the co-hosts reached an all-time high. Whoopi Goldberg, often seen as the unofficial leader of the panel, attempted to defend the show's integrity but was privately furious with Sunny Hostin for bringing so much negative attention to the show. Joy Behar, who had spent decades on the show, was reportedly considering retirement, exhausted by the endless controversies that had consumed The View in recent years. Hostin herself faced immense backlash, with many questioning whether she would even remain on the panel by the time the lawsuits were resolved. However, Gutfeld and Melania weren't satisfied with simply holding The View accountable. Their ultimate goal, according to insiders, was to push for the show's complete cancellation. In a joint statement, they made it clear that this wasn't just about politics, it was about decency. Platforms like The View should not have the power to defame and belittle people for entertainment. It's time to hold them accountable, they declared. As the lawsuits moved forward, the impact on The View was undeniable. The network faced mounting legal fees, and as the case progressed, more damaging information about the show's behind-the-scenes operations came to light. Sponsors continued to flee, and rumors swirled that ABC executives were seriously considering pulling the plug on the show altogether to avoid further financial and reputational damage. The fallout from this scandal has sent a clear message to the media world: unchecked attacks on public figures will no longer be tolerated. Gutfeld and Melania's fight against The View has set a precedent, showing that even the most powerful media institutions are not above accountability. As the battle continues, all eyes are on The View to see how it navigates the growing crisis. Will the show survive, or has it finally reached the point of no return? What do you think? Should The View be held accountable for its reckless attacks, or is this just part of the free speech debate? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the latest updates. Stay tuned, this fight is far from over.